Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. My name is Chelsea, and I have Paul Dorsey with us. He is the general manager and managing member of Jantize America, and he's going to educate us a little bit more about their franchise opportunity. Paul, thank you so much for being with us.
Hi, Chelsea. My pleasure. Hope things are good with you and the family down in Orlando.
Thank you so much. Right back at you, sir. So, a couple of quick questions able to help all different candidates around the world understand more about you. Who is Jantize, and what is it that you exactly do?
So thanks. And Jantize is a very unique franchise opportunity. We're an emerging brand, Jantize America, although we've been around for a long time, originally formed back in 1998 up in Livonia, Michigan. Jerry Grabowski was the founder. Oh, I came on about 10, 12 years ago, was so successful in the Charlotte, North Carolina territory. I bought Jerry out, moved everything to Charlotte, and then started a national expansion. Of course, spent a few years behind the scenes perfecting all the IT and marketing strategies. So we're excited to continue to grow throughout the country. We're seeking major metros or maybe even football cities for our area developer. Some people call it a master franchise program. That's where the uniqueness comes from because most franchisors, and as you know, there's 5,000 different franchise opportunities. It's typically franchisor, McDonald's franchisee runs the store. At Jantize America, we have a second level we call the area developer. So my office in Charlotte, North Carolina takes care of all the billing, the credit, the collections on our proprietary JanView software. We sell and support the area developers. Our area developers then again purchase a major city like Tampa or Charlotte or Chicago, where they sell and support the local unit franchisees.
And what is it exactly that Jantize does as a service?
Great. So Jantize unit franchisees are full facility service providers, one-stop shop for all the commercial office space needs, whether it be nightly janitorial, ongoing stripping and waxing of floors, ongoing carpet cleaning, and of course, the COVID disinfectant.
Oh, that's great to hear. So, who are some of your competitors and how are
Uh,
you different?
well, my standard answer to that is, our only competitor is the status quo. So the only thing that's going to hold you back is the 6 inches between your 2 ears. Yes, there are other competitors such as Jan Pro or Janie King within this industry, although both Jan Pro and Janie King are sold out. You couldn't buy one of their territories. And if you did buy one of those territories, it would be well past $1 million because they built it up so. There's a few other competitors such as Citywide, and they're all friendly competitors. I know all these guys, they all know me. We're very friendly competitors. So such as Citywide or even Office Pride, Todd down in Florida, they offer more of a unit franchise model where that unit franchisee builds a team, does his own sales and marketing, goes out and gets the business. The most number one thing which makes Jantize America different is my JanView proprietary software. So my office here takes care of all the billing, the credit, the collection, and with the touch of a button, the unit franchisees and area developers see everything they need on their phone. Chelsea, I really think I'm more of an IT company as of late than I am a franchisor.
Oh, it's well said. I appreciate that. Thank you. So, what is the time frame and the initial investment expected for a new area developer?
Good question as far as the time frame to start up. So I have a basic procedure or sales cycle. Hey, let's get in the phone and get to know each other. Go over your basics, see what your background is. You get to know me, I get to know you. A few questions I really want to ask, some high level questions with our potential area developer candidates, whether they're in Tampa or Dallas or Chicago, is what's the real criteria? I don't want candidates to pigeonhole themselves into a restaurant or into a retail or into a business service. So they have to ask themselves some questions. Do you want a scalable business? Do you want to build some residuals? Or are you looking to help and mentor other people? Those are all high level questions I like to discuss with my potential area developers in the first call. Chelsea, we've automated everything, as I mentioned, long before even COVID. So there's a step-by-step process, and it's all automated online. Hey, you go online, you see if you qualify, fill out the application, boom, you get sent over code, you watch the webinar. the webinar. It's me. It's similar to this. You've seen it 100 times too. It breaks down the 9 reoccurring revenue sources of an area developer and kind of the day in the life of an area developer. You watch the webinar, we set up a time for some Q&A, boom, even the franchise disclosure document is online and they can download it and read it at their own leisure.
So speaking of that explanation more into a numbers term for some folks, time frame, is it a couple months, or are you looking shorter than that?
Oh, certainly 30 days or less.
Oh, okay, outstanding. And what about the initial investment? Can you talk more about the dollars?
$75,000 for the territory, the major city, for the franchise fee. And then the candidate probably needs another $75,000, give or take. Hire a few sales guys, set up the office, build your team with your computers and desk and equipment.
Okay, fantastic. So it is a small location that is needed.
Definitely need to have a small location, maybe even a key man suite to start off with, although this is not work from home. There needs to be a location, the unit franchisees, it becomes a regional franchise development center for your local unit franchisees. So my guy, Robert Chess up in Raleigh, North Carolina, guess what? There's 79 unit franchisees in Raleigh, North Carolina, and they all can come into Robert's office and use the conference room when they're hiring employees, or the unit franchisees can come in and use the phones or use the copier or whatever else is needed. Robert is that central hub for all the unit franchisees in Raleigh, North Carolina.
Got it. That was helpful. Thank you. So then you mentioned COVID. Can you explain a little bit more how Jantize is overcoming that as a service to its customers, as well as possibly for the new franchisees?
So how scary this pandemic is, and it's really affected me and my family and our loved ones too. Although Jantize America, we've been fighting bacteria for over 20 years. We've had swine flu and MRSA and the common cold and the common bacteria. So some of the things that we've done as far as the COVID, we've always done in the past, whether it's micro spraying the locker rooms or the offices or whatnot. So we've always had that equipment. It's now just put a forefront. So I remember years ago, it was the last thing. Hey, we moved in our office. What are we going to do? Oh my gosh, who's going to dump the trash? Well, let's call a janitorial company and Google it or whatever. Now, as part of the building plan is, hey, how are we going to keep this place clean and bacteria free and safe for our employees?
And what about for training purposes or travel in the beginning process of opening up their establishment?
Yeah, again, Chelsea too. I've been doing online stuff forever, and this too is the area developer. It's a non-tangible. There's nothing tangible. Yes, you need a phone. Yes, you need a desk. But all of our training can be done online. I've got a quick start guide where you click here and you see the manual. You click here and you see the videos. You click here and how to hire a sales guy. You click here and here's how to put your ad in for the unit franchisees. So certainly we've been doing online or virtual training for years, even pre-COVID.
Excellent. That's really good.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love to get together and play around to golf and go out and knock on some doors. Although, again, we don't have a fryer or there's no standard equipment. There's no inventory for our area developers.
Excellent. So can you talk a little bit more about what a day in the life of a franchisee or an owner is?
So the day in the life of our area developers, and I want to make sure we're focusing to the area developers. The area developers are in the office at 8 a.m. They're meeting with their sales team, whether it's the inside sales guys, the outside sales guys, they're planning their days and they're sending them out. Typically around 9 o'clock or so, they're having their first meeting with would-be potential unit franchisees who are local within the area. They're meeting face-to-face, of course, with their mask on in their conference rooms, going over the initial proposal with the unit franchisees. From 12 to 1, they're literally out at the different networking groups and chamber meetings. Maybe they're done virtual and they're getting their name out as the Jantize area developer, franchise sales and support within the territory. Hey, 3 o'clock, they're back in their offices again, probably have a second meeting. It could be time to review the franchise disclosure document, again, face-to-face in the conference room with the potential unit franchisee. 5 o'clock, their sales reps are all coming back to the office. They want to get the sales reps input for the day and get them ready for the next day to go out.
Awesome. It's really comforting to know that they're not the ones who's doing any cleaning of any kind, and they get to be safe and just be able to be, people and be able to work with other salesmen and have fun in that way.
It truly is an executive sales and management position. Now, where it gets to be a misconception or a little confusing, they think it's the unit franchisee. The unit franchisees are those husband and wife teams that even the husband's working the full-time job at the car dealership or the bank or maybe the manufacturing plant. And that unit franchisee, well, guess what? He starts his day at 6 o'clock as the unit franchisee goes out to take care to all the customer service and operations of the nightly janitorial.
And to be clear, are you looking for those types of owners as well, or just only specifically the area?
Only specifically area developers. Thank you.
Okay, excellent. And the final question for you, Paul, is your sales process. What does that look like for an interested candidate?
So the sales process, again, we have a quick phone call or a quick video chat, kind of like this. We'll get to know each other. I'll send them an invite. Hey, check out the website. And literally there's over 100 different videos of me and the other area developers and testimonials that we've had on different radio shows. So you can get to know and get to know Jantize and what we're all about. After that, there's, again, see if you qualify. And you got to be able to qualify. And Chelsea, the number one reasons why candidates don't qualify, it's about the finances. Hey, this is not a get rich quick program. It's going to take a $75,000 initial franchise fee and $75,000 startup to get that office. So if you don't have $150,000 liquid capital, we probably got to pump the brakes, go to the SBA, use your different finance resources that you can get the cash flow or the capital to run the business. After that, again, review the franchise disclosure document. I want to make sure we're all on the same page, which is really odd or different for us too, because our franchise disclosure document is literally 200 pages. Because one of the exhibits in our franchise disclosure document is the unit franchise disclosure document, which the area developer will then use with the help of my legal team to sell franchises in their great state with all the rules and regulations. So they got to make sure they're understanding the unit franchise agreement along with the area develop agreement. Certainly, once we are all on the same page, questions, answers, and if they don't have 10 questions, I know they didn't read it, right? So after that, we'll set up not necessarily a day discovery, but some validation calls. I like to set these validation calls up on, hey, Mr. Candidate, you name the time and the date, either between 8 a.m. and noon on Tuesday or 12 noon and 5 p.m. on Thursday. And every one of my area developers will call you within that hour on the hour. Because remember, we're also interviewing you. We want to make sure that you're a good fit for us and you're a good fit with Guy in Greenville or Jim in Atlanta or Sean in Louisville or Robert in Raleigh. So they have a chance to talk to all those guys about their day in the life too.
That's outstanding. Sounds really exciting.
Great.
I appreciate you breaking that all down. So everyone, please reach out to your brokers for more information about Jantize, and you'll be able to then be connected with Paul. Paul, thank you so much. Stay happy, stay healthy.
Thank you.